When our nation was under attack, they rushed in, coming from across America to recover the fallen and restore our national spirit. They were told the air was clean, told their work was safe, but they were lied to. Their heroism was met with betrayal. They have been getting sick and dying ever since. Of more than 95,000 9/11 responders and survivors, more than 49,000 are suffering from at least one certified 9/11 condition. More than 12,000 have been certified with a 9/11 related cancer caused by exposure to toxins. And nearly every other day, another responder or survivor reportedly dies from the same cause of a 9/11 related condition. To do right by our courageous first responders, Congress passed the James Zadroga 9/11 Health and Compensation Act in 2010 and reauthorized it 5 years later. But we now know it wasn't adequately funded. That's because the magnitude of the 9/11 cancer epidemic wasn't fully known when the reauthorization passed. Medical research has identified more than 60 types of cancer caused by 9/11 toxins, and cancer can take decades to develop. Today, as thousands more first responders and survivors with cancer are only now joining the health program, we realize the immense scope of the problem, and it's straining the Victim Compensation Fund's resources to the bone. As a result, the September 11th Victim Compensation Fund recently announced there will be severe cuts in compensation awards for injuries caused by the toxins at Ground Zero, leaving many suffering with debilitating and terminal illnesses, with bills they can't pay and families they can't support. Worse than the cuts, if nothing is done, the Compensation Fund will close its doors in December 2020. Fortunately, there is a solution to restore justice for all 9/11 responders and survivors: the bipartisan Never Forget the Heroes Act. This legislation fully funds the Victims' Compensation Fund, so Congress will never need to act again. It reverses cuts in awards and keeps the VCF open to deal with responders and survivors who have yet to show signs of disease. Above all, passing this urgently needed bill would demonstrate that our nation has not and will not forget 9/11. This is a national solution to a national problem. 9/11 responders and survivors in the health program live in all 50 states and in 434 out of 435 congressional districts. And it's not just cancer. Many other chronic, debilitating diseases continue to plague those who were exposed to the many toxins and carcinogens on 9/11 and in the weeks and months after. This legislation is a truly bipartisan bill that can pass Congress this session because it keeps a promise that knows no political bounds, that the United States will always be there for anyone killed, injured, or sickened by the 9/11 attacks. If current trends continue, we will soon reach a point when more people will have died from 9/11-related injuries and diseases than were lost from the terrorist attacks themselves. Indeed, more than 200 New York police officers have reportedly passed away from 9/11-related illnesses, more than the number who died on 9/11. Plus, more than 2,000 active-duty fire department personnel and more than 900 New York Police Department personnel have had to retire due to disabling 9/11 injuries. It's time for all members of Congress from both sides of the aisle to come together and do the right thing for all who risked their lives to heal our nation. Pass the Never Forget the Heroes Act now.